The invasion began without a sound. There were no thunderous explosions, no streaks of fire cutting through the sky, and no warnings from distant observatories. The invaders arrived in silence, descending from the heavens like shadows of forgotten gods. They called themselves the Hedra, a race of psychic overlords who had subjugated countless worlds across the galaxy. The Hedra were not conquerors of metal and flame. They had no need for fleets or armies. Their power lay in their minds, vast, unified consciousnesses capable of bending the will of entire civilizations. With a mere thought, they could pacify a planet, bringing its inhabitants to their knees without lifting a finger. For centuries, their domination had been absolute. Resistance was futile against beings who could control emotions, implant thoughts, and drown free will in a sea of imposed tranquility. They arrived on Earth expecting the same. Their leader, Overseer Threx, stood atop the tallest skyscraper in New York City, gazing down at the bustling metropolis below. To the Hedra, it was a chaotic, disorganized mess, a cacophony of unrefined emotions and undisciplined minds. Threx reached out with his consciousness, preparing to impose order. The first wave of psychic influence swept across the city. For a moment, there was silence. And then it hit them. Not submission, not tranquility, but something else entirely. Noise. The Hedra recoiled as if struck by a physical blow. Their psychic connection was flooded with a torrent of thoughts, emotions, and sensations they could barely comprehend. It was like trying to drink from a fire hose of consciousness, and it hit them all at once. Threx staggered, clutching his head. What is this? His lieutenants, hovering beside him, faltered as well. One collapsed, writhing in the air as the overwhelming mental noise shattered their psychic defenses. From the streets below, humanity carried on. A mother scolded her child for running into traffic. A street performer juggled flaming torches, while humming a tune from a popular TV show. Office workers rushed to their jobs, typing furiously on smartphones while sipping coffee. A group of teenagers argued over a video game, their voices blending with the sounds of car horns, construction work, and a distant police siren. The Hedra, beings of pure psychic order, were unprepared for the sheer chaos of the human mind. Threx tried to focus, to isolate a single thought from the maelstrom. But every time he latched onto one, a dozen more would surface, fragments of song lyrics, half-formed anxieties, flashes of creativity, and sudden bursts of emotion. It was relentless. They think too much, whispered one of his lieutenants. There is no order. No silence. Another screamed, make it stop, before vanishing in a flash of light, retreating back to their ship in orbit. But there was no escape. The Hedra had underestimated humanity. Unlike the subdued minds of other species, humans thrived in chaos. Their thoughts were a constant, unpredictable storm, shifting from joy to sorrow, from logic to imagination, from calm to panic, often in the span of seconds. They didn't think in straight lines, but in tangled webs of emotion, memory, and intuition. Threx tried once more to assert control. He reached into the mind of a nearby human, a young woman reading a novel in a park. Her thoughts slammed into him. Did I lock the door? What if I forgot? I need to buy groceries. Wait, did I feed the cat? Oh no, I have a meeting at 3 p.m. I wonder if John likes me. Why did he smile like that? Oh, this book is so good. I should write a novel someday. But I'm not good enough. Maybe I should start a blog instead. Threx withdrew, gasping. This species is madness. Across the globe, the same scenario played out. The Hedra invaded every major city, attempting to subdue humanity with their psychic might. But everywhere they turned, they encountered the same unyielding force, the endless, restless chatter of human minds. In Tokyo, they were overwhelmed by a sea of commuters simultaneously reading, texting, and planning their day. In Paris, they faced the emotional whirlwind of artists painting, lovers arguing, and philosophers debating the meaning of life. In Mumbai, they were drowned in the vibrant chaos of street markets, where every vendor shouted, every customer haggled, and every passerby was lost in their own thoughts. The Hedra tried to retreat to the countryside, seeking silence. But even there, they found farmers pondering crop yields, children imagining fantastical worlds, and poets composing verses in the quiet of the night. There was no escape. Days passed, and the once mighty Hedra fleet hovered helplessly in orbit. Their telepathic network, once a source of unity and power, had become a conduit for chaos. Every attempt to regroup was met with more noise, more unpredictability. Finally, Overseer Threx, his mind on the verge of collapse, made the only decision left. Withdraw. The order rippled through the fleet. In silence, the Hedra ships turned away from Earth, vanishing into the depths of space. On Earth, life continued as usual. Most people never knew they had been invaded. There were no monuments erected, no parades held. The quiet war had been fought in the minds of billions, and humanity had emerged victorious, not through strength, but through the beautiful, chaotic noise of their thoughts. In the end, it wasn't humanity that fell silent. It was the invaders,